All right. All right.
So our audio this evening, this one, is titled Galactic Ships. The question to go with that is why,
Excuse me.
well, first, are there galactic ships around the Earth,
Absolutely.
our Earth, and why are they there?
Observing, largely observing, interacting, observing, interacting, monitoring, a variety of reasons. Curiosity, assistance. Does this help?
What are um, their majority of their projects of assistance?
Well, balancing energy, helping to shift and balance energy, largely as it, shall we say, comes and goes from your planet through your grid, through your energy grids which surround your planet. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Because, in a manner of speaking, how do we say this? Shall we say, as the energy comes and goes from the idea of Earth, it can benefit from some, just shall we say, tweaking. We've used the word tweaking before, but it's a gentle push in another way. It's a gentle, how shall we say, we've talked about tinkering with your mirrors. So as the light comes and goes, as it passes through some of the dimensions, as it nears Earth, sometimes we just try to reflect it a little, not try, we reflect it a little bit brighter before it comes to Earth, or send it away with love. Does this make sense?
Yes.
All right. Does this assist in some way?
Is there anything um, significant assistance that Mother Earth needs right now from the galactic ships?
Mm, from us? Mm, not necessarily. I mean, we have, you see, how shall we explain this? While we are largely Pleiadian energy, roughly an eighth dimension ish civilization, we are not really always physical. We are quasi physical, or mostly light body, really. We can take a dense enough shape to take a form of a being. One moment, we may have got off track. One moment. But the idea is, you see, as the light comes and goes from your planet, we are we choose, we were going to say tasked with, but it's not a task, it's a choice to assist with balancing the light of Terra. Some call it Gaia, it's really Terra, but tomato, tomato, planet Earth.
Okay.
Does this help in some way?
Yes. Are there um humans on any of the ships?
Humans, in the way that you
Are they
mean,
assisting? Are they working with the galactics?
well, yes, many, many humans are assisting us in the way exhibited here before you now, and many similar kinds of scenarios. In your dream state, we interact with you a great deal. You interact with us a great deal in your dream state because you, shall we say, pass through our energy every night on your way back to Source and then on your way back to Earth. So we see you twice a night, in a manner of speaking. However, what was the question again?
The purpose of the ships, galactic ships.
It's mostly about balancing energy, assisting with energy, guiding energy, if you will. One moment. And again, to observe and interact, mostly in your dream state, some face to face, occasionally when the situation is appropriate and when we choose to take a physical form. Because you see, part of the reason, if we may, you asked about ships being around your planet, and there are many, hundreds, thousands, one moment, many. However, by and large, they're invisible to the human eye. Occasionally, we will show up on a telescope or on a camera here and there when we choose to be visible and when the timing is right and necessary and appropriate. and through agreement, we will make ourselves more visible in your sky. But generally speaking, we travel or exist in a density that is so much lighter, shall we say, just different, but lighter, faster. So therefore, we're by and large, the vast majority of the ships are invisible to the average human being. We're just simply of a vibration where it's not possible to see us. But if it were possible for John or Jane Doe to walk outside and take a look in the sky, you would probably be amazed. There would be ships all over the place. Does this help in some way?
Yes. And so, with this many ships, the very many ships around, galactic ships around Earth, are they recruiting for human help right now?
Mm, well, this does transpire from time to time. In the way that you mean, there are scenarios and situations where, through agreements and in certain situations, this may transpire. Humans may come up on ships from time to time. This does transpire. One moment. It is still fairly rare, not as rare as it used to be, as, shall we say, time marches on your planet. The idea of forward progression in your linear time experience, this will happen more and more, and it will become, in fact, there will become a day or a time where it's so common, people will simply say, I'm going to go out and play with the Pleiadians today, and we'll land in your front lawn and be hanging out, and you can come ride on our ship, in a manner of speaking. Now, this may begin within about 10 years, 15 years, one moment. The beginnings, because it has already happened in, shall we say, very limited form, it will happen more and more. And again, let us just say, in the idea of future, within the next 15 to 20 years, having a spaceship land on your front yard to meet your friends from the Pleiades won't won't be so odd or unusual. Does this make sense?
Yes,
Does
it
this
does.
help in some way?
It does a great deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marla.